Kemar Roach is called Slider by his peers. This morning, he slid through the South African batting like a knife through butter. He first struck Markram leg before. He then bowled Janssen, and he nicked off both Coetzee and Narkia. Yesterday, when he came on to bowl, he nicked off Zorzi to finish with a magnificent 5 wickets. Kemar Roach was at his brilliant best. He had been criticised, having taken only 4 wickets overseas in almost a decade. Many believe that he should not be in the team, included I and a number of persons in this community. But today, he shut us up. Today, he sit us down. We have to sit down and praise Kemar Roach, because we in this community, we are consistent with our praise and our criticism. And when someone did well, when someone does well, we have to congratulate them. Congratulations to Kemar Roach. But as always, has been happening so often in recent times, the batting was pathetic. 5 of our top 7 batsmen throw away their cricket. They were like lamb to the slaughter of the South African bowling attack. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Cricket Forum. Please slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. Please also click the links in the video description and support Best Buy USA and Sawmill Cricket Shoes, who is back with us. Having collapsed yesterday from 169 for 3 to be bowled out for 212, we in this community sent a positive vibes to the West Indies team in South Africa. However, it appears that only the bowlers got the vibes and Jermaine Blackwood. For the rest of the batsmen were careless and reckless. I feel confident that we can beat this South African team. But the batsmen need to be more careful in their stroke play. We need to call a spade a spade. Chasing 247 to win, West Indies should have got there sometime tomorrow morning. We played the match like it was a 50-over match. Shots after shots after shots. Only Blackwood seemed to be one to bat. Holder in some part tried to stand up and bat, and to his credit, Roach played with a solid defense. But Roach is not a batsman. He's a bowler, and he did his job by bowling out South Africa for 116 in their second innings. It was a masterful display of seam bowling. Roach was getting the ball to talk, and we hope that he'll be able to do this more often. It was a good performance. But the West Indies batsmen never came to the party. For the very first over bowled by Rabada, the very third delivery, Brathwaite got one down the leg side and he flicked at it and got an edge, and it carried through to Enrich Klaasen. I cannot blame Brathwaite for being out like that. It was unfortunate. He should have hit the ball for 4, but it wasn't a loose shot. The shot was there. It was just unfortunate that he didn't middle it and he got an edge. Chanderpaul's dismissal was pathetic. A high bumper from Janssen. He has to jump to try and fetch it, and he licked and played a dolly to square high in the air. Chanderpaul need to recognize it's the second time in this match that he's given away his wicket. He has played poor shot. And I just want to say something about Craig Brathwaite and Chanderpaul. Since that big, massive partnership that we congratulate them for, and well done, and breaking so many records, and you and I in this community, we applaud them for it, and we congratulated, and they make us happy. In Brathwaite's next 4 innings, his scores have been 25, 7, 11, and ducks. He needs to do better. We are calling upon the captain to settle down and perform. As a captain, you cannot go 4 innings and haven't passed 50. We need more than that from you. If Tejnarain Chanderpaul is going to be a consistent world-class batsman and help to bring back the joy to West Indies cricketers, he must be more consistent than this. It was a wonderful 200 that he made against Zimbabwe in that first innings. But since then, he has scores of 15, 36, and 22 and 10. We need Chanderpaul to be more consistent. I was shocking. It was shocking when someone tried to compare the dismissal of Joseph with that of Chanderpaul. It cannot be compared. It was similar shots. And I'm not saying that Joseph did not play a poor shot. Joseph did play a poor shot off the fastest bowler in the match, Norke. It was a poor shot. It was similar in nature. But the importance of both wickets are different. And if I'm to be really nitpicking, I would like to say that if Chanderpaul did not get out, there would be no need for Joseph to bat. You cannot compare a batsman throwing away to his wicket with a bowler throwing away his wicket. Both must be responsible. Make no doubt about it. They must be responsible. And Joseph played a poor shot. But Chanderpaul's shot, although it's a similar strokes, is worse than Joseph. Because Chanderpaul has a greater responsibility to bat. Chanderpaul is picked to bat. And as I said, don't get me wrong, Joseph has a responsibility to bat as long as possible. But Chanderpaul hook, Reefer again, chased a wide one from Janssen and nicked off. So West Indies were 12 for 2. And the very next delivery, Ruston Chase. And I told you, I said in this community that Ruston Chase should have left the ball alone that got him out yesterday. Someone must have said that to Chase, or he must have concluded it himself that he should have left the ball alone. Because one of the things I saw with West Indies batsmen is that they do not leave delivery on length. It seems like they only leave it on line. But the great batsmen, the good batsmen, world-class batsmen are able to leave delivery on length. They are able to leave it on line also. And there are two leaves, either a good leave or a poor leave, a bad leave. And Chase leave the ball dead on his half stump and he was gone. Another poor decision. Mayers came to the crease. He faced 15 deliveries and Mayers player shot a ball and did not get off the mark. Mayers fired his hands off every ball. And finally, he nicked off to Coetzee. Nicked off and was all caught behind for Ducks after facing 15 deliveries. Da Silva was there, and Da Silva and Blackwood. And just as I thought that Da Silva and Blackwood is going to take us to tea, with 17 minutes to tea, and I'm saying I want these two to bat until tea. Da Silva, for the second time in the match, chased a wide one and was out caught at third slip. I said third slip and make it clear that if West Indies was fielding and South Africa was chasing 247, I am sure our captain would not have a third slip in. It showed the different mindset of both captains. Despite that though, Da Silva played a poor shot for the second time in the match. And I already told you that Joseph tiptoed and tried to hit a ball from high above his head to hit it over square leg, similar to Chanderpaul. Those of us who saw the dismissal of Chanderpaul and Joseph, you wonder what was going through their mind. Despite all of that though, Jermaine Blackwood stood tall and he made a spanking 79. Joseph, he got a wicked, not Joseph, Blackwood. Blackwood got a wicked delivery from Rabada. Cannot blame Blackwood for his dismissal. One has to be happy that he got his gloves to it as the ball lobbed to the slips. It was a big ball from Rabada. I cannot blame Holder either for his dismissal. That ball touched down. Anyone would play for that ball coming in, but it leave him and he nicked off. No problem. I do not have an issue with Brathwaite dismissal. It was just unlucky. He had was to fire. Blackwood got a wicked ball. Holder got a very good delivery also. The last batsman was out leg before, and that was Roach and Gabriel was batting. I do not remember which one of them was out leg before, but one of them got out leg before. But by then, the match was all but over. I am disappointed with the loss. And I blame the batsmen for this loss. The bowler did very well to bring us back into the match. And it was a great spell from our bowlers. In that time, Kemar Roach, became the fifth highest wicket taker in West Indies among West Indies bowlers. So Kemar Roach is now, sorry about that, Kemar Roach is now on 260 wickets, only behind Walsh, Ambrose, Marshall, and Gibbs. Congratulations to Kemar Roach for being the sixth leading wicket taker. Also, Da Silva became the fifth wicket keeper in the history of Test cricket to get 7 dismissals in a match. Well done, Da Silva. Congratulations. But that doesn't take away from the fact that you fired your irons 2 times in the match. Congratulations to Blackwood, who scored a nice half century in the match. So final scores in the match. South Africa batting first and making 342 in their first innings. West Indies replied with 212. In their second innings, the West Indies bowlers restrict South Africa batting to 116. In our second innings, we were only able to make 159. Genuinely, I think we bowled better than the South Africans in this match. What happened? I think we bat poorer. If we had bat better in this match, we would have won. How many South African batsmen gave away their wicket? Our batsmen gave away their wicket. Most of them. Reefer in the first innings, despite his 62. Well done, but he gave away his wicket. Chase gave away his wicket in the first innings also. Chanderpaul fired at a wide one in the first innings also, what I'm hearing. So in this match, we gave away at least 10 wickets in this match. I think that we bowled better than the South Africans, but the South Africans batsmen did not give away their wicket. Ours gave away our wicket. I will not take your comment. Please remember to slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, good evening, everyone. I'm going to take your comment now. Gerald, our batting wasn't much different from what transpired in Australia. The difference to me between Australia and South Africa is that I think we're giving away our wickets. I think we are giving away our wickets to the South African. I think in Australia, we just got beaten by a better bowling attack. In Australia, we could not manage. We just did not have the skill set to manage in Australia. This pitch was a good batting pitch. And if you look back at the dismissals, we were just giving away our wickets. The captain showed no imagination. Why didn't he change the batting order? I don't know what is our captain. The major problem with our batting is there's no collective and considered partner and consistent partnership. Yes, in chasing such a total, we need a few partnerships. Da Silva and Blackwood for a while tried to put a little partnership together, and just before lunch, as I said, Da Silva chased a wide one. Same thing with Older and Blackwood, but Older really got a good delivery from Rabada. Why not send Joseph down at number? Merrick, how you doing, Merrick? Merrick, good evening. Good evening to the forum. Good evening. Valerie Har, welcome to the show. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you and welcome to the show. Duran Rose, bad captaincy. Some of those players need to be dropped. I agree. But we have 15 players in South Africa. And the 11 for the next match will be coming from these 15 players. Who do you really drop? On Sunday, I'm going to look at the 11 that we're playing in the second test. That will be my 11, the 11 that I expect to play in the second test. But whenever we are picking an 11 for the next match, we must remember that is only 15 players are in South Africa. So we cannot thinking about players who are in the Caribbean. If you remembered yesterday, when most of us in the community were bashing the West Indies players, I said to this community, we are 130 runs behind. Let's stop bashing them and send our support to them. And we started, and we were able to bowl 116. Now, we have to support the 15 players that are in South Africa. Whether they're our favorite player, whether we think that they should have been there or not. Look at Kemar Roach. I do not think that 10% of the persons in this community believe that Roach should be there. The vast majority of us, 95% of us, did not believe that Roach should be there, included I. But I'm very happy that he proved us wrong, because he was able to bowl out South Africa for 116. So let's send our support to those players who are in South Africa. Let's support the team. Let's support the squad that is down there. That does not take away, though, from us saying that they did not bat well in both innings. We bowled well, except for those first 3 hours and the first morning of the test match, and except for the catch that Blackwood dropped in the slip when Edgar, I think, was on 10, the feeling was good. The bowling was good. The catching was good. We only batted poorly, and we must rectify that. And that is one of the reasons why I have always said we have too many bits and pieces cricketer in this West Indies squad, in this West Indies team. We lost the game because of poor batting in the first innings and the second innings. They were the jellyfish, no spine. That is true. We surrendered. We surrendered. It's like we forfeit our wickets. I agree with you. No skills at batting in the crease. I agree. Thank you, Gian Rose. Merit. Clearly, the batsman and the coach didn't have a game plan to chase down the runs set by South Africa. Good point there, Meredith. Very good point. South Africa batting is not great. West Indies batsmen play a variety of poor shots. Good point. Good point. We did. Who got blamed for this loss? The batsmen. 90%. There's a poll in the community, Victor Downey. There's a poll that is set up in the community. And 90% of the persons in this community respond and saying that the batsmen are to be blamed for this loss. The batsmen, our batsmen did not perform. Yes, but yeah, he didn't perform, and I know that Chanderpaul knows he didn't perform. And as I showed you, in his last 4 innings, he has not passed 50. And for him to be a consistent world-class batsman, he knows that he has to perform more consistently, because it's 4 innings now since that magnificent 200, since that he has not scored a 50, and he's due a 50 now if he is to perform. Blackwood finally made some runs. He is the hero now. Victor Darney, remember that Blackwood also made a half century against Zimbabwe. He did make a half century against Zimbabwe. He did make a century, I think, against Bangladesh before we tour Australia. So while he's not consistent enough, he's always chipping in with his half centuries here and there. And he's the only West Indies batsman in this match to score more than 100 runs. He's 79 and 37, makes it 116, the same amount that South Africa scored in their second innings. One West Indies batsman take care of South Africa's second innings score, and the rest of the batsmen could not make their first innings score. So Blackwood scored 116 in this match, which is the same number of runs that South Africa made in their second innings. Yet still, the other 20 West Indies batsmen, yes, 10, 2 innings, so I said 20. So the other 20 wickets fell for less than 314 runs. Well done, Blackwood. He must be congratulated, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he's not as consistent as we want him to be. He needs to be more consistent. Kyle Myers and Ruston Chase should sit down in the next test. Replace them with Moti and Atanase. So are you, Adrian Bishop, are you putting Atanase ahead of Thomas? Because Thomas was originally in the squad. So would you bring in a new player and immediately put him ahead of Thomas as a batsman? I'm not saying you're right. I'm not saying your decision is wrong. Sorry, I'm not saying your decision is wrong. I'm just asking the question if you would immediately put Atanase ahead of Thomas. Remember that the one test match that Thomas played in Australia, he never did so badly. He never did so poorly. So would you put in Atanase ahead of Thomas? Thomas did fairly well in Australia and he need another chance. He should be given another chance. I like the idea of Darren Bravo, but as I said, Darren Bravo is not in South Africa. We have to discuss those 15 that are in South Africa. How can you blame Chanda Paul? The inexperienced player and the entire experienced player did not perform. Victor Dani, where did I blame Chanda Paul? Come on, do not do this, Victor Dani. Where did I blame Chanda Paul? To call out Chanda Paul's score, where did I blame him? And yes, he played a poor shot. Wasn't it a poor shot? Should I come here and say it's a good shot, Victor? Come on, man. I know you're a supporter of Chanda Paul, so do I. But that doesn't prevent me from saying that he played a poor shot. What should I do? Come here and say that he played a good shot? Are you satisfied with the shot that he played? Are you satisfied that in the last 4 innings, he has not passed 50? I can't be satisfied with that. I'm a supporter of Chanda Paul. And I cannot be satisfied with the 2 strokes that he played. I am not blaming Chanda Paul. I'm stating the facts, Victor Dani. The facts. I'm not lying on Chanda Paul. The batting. I said the batting. I didn't say Chanda Paul alone. I said the batting. And I also said that Da Silva played a poor shot. I also said that Reefer played 2 poor shots. I also said that Chase is unable to judge the delivery. So why are you saying that I do not like that, Victor Dani? I did not blame Chanda Paul. Don't do that, please. We have a wonderful community here. Let us stick to it that way, right? I did not blame Chanda Paul, so you should not have said that. But Chanda Paul played a poor shot. I have to say that he played a poor shot. The integrity of this community depends on the honesty of the host. And I have to remain consistent and honest so that we have a highly respectable community. I cannot come here and say that he played a wonderful shot. No, Older got a good ball. Blackwood got a great delivery. Almost killed him. But I cannot say the same thing about Chanda Paul, Victor Dani. He didn't play a good shot. Brathwaite should not have played that shot at that stage of the game. Valerie Orr, you're one of my strongest supporters. I think the ball was there for the shot, in my opinion. I just think that he was unlucky. You could reason though that it's a third delivery of the first over. He could probably have leave it and let it go. But I think that ball should have been hit for 4 or 6. I just think that he didn't play. I just think West Indies selectors waiting for Chanda Paul to fail to promote Atanase. Valerie Orr don't know what was going on in Chanda Paul head trying to reach at that ball. I do not know either. I wonder. I do not know. I really wonder. Dani, I want Victor Dani. I'm glad that you're a part of this community. And I want you to participate in the community and in the forum and give your opinion. But please be rational. We have no evidence that why would West Indies selectors want Chanda Paul to fail? Why? Come on, man. No, let us don't go down that road. Let us raise the level of the discussion to another level. Good thing I give up on the West Indies a long time. Akin, Allen, I still don't give up on them, but thank you for your comment. Adrian Chanda Paul outshine all the experienced players in Australia, and he also put on a magnificent innings in Zimbabwe. We look here. When somebody does well, we have to applaud them. When they does well, we appreciate them and we are happy. When they do not do so well, we cannot say they do well. We have to say that they did not do so well. It doesn't mean we are bashing them. It doesn't mean we hate them. It doesn't mean we don't want to see them well. We are only stating the facts. Chanda Paul cannot make 35 and we say make 100. He cannot make 10 and we say make 50. He cannot reach for a ball above his head and try to put it over mid-wicket. And we say that it was a good shot. So we don't hate people here. We talk about players' performance. Nothing's wrong with the player's ability. I believe that too, Valerie Orr. That's exactly what came to my mind. They have the ability, but something wrong with their head. I believe so too. One of the things that I noticed in this match, I noticed is very clearly that the South African bowlers were rushing us in the second innings. If you are looking at that match, the South African bowlers, they were walking fast back to their mark. They were not wasting any time and they were running in. I witnessed Rabada bowl over in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. I check it. They were rushing our batsmen. And that is what they use because they realize that we have a concentration issue. They try to speed up the game. And so that's a question that I have asked. But as I said, Akeem Alain, we are going to stick with the players that are down there. We hope that when India, I heard that India is coming here this year. I have not confirmed it, but I've heard that India is coming here this year. You know, I heard that. So I hope. Breaker Environment, how are you? This last Earth host. I understand your feeling, Breaker Benjamin. I'm very disappointed too. I'm very disappointed. I don't think I'm necessarily upset, but I'm very disappointed, and I understand your feeling. Buffalo Soldier, how are you? You wanted Kemar Roach drop. You just talk beer crap. Okay, I don't mind Kemar Roach proving me wrong. But Kemar Roach, for the past 10 years, he got 4 wickets overseas. And I'm glad that he got 5 wickets today. I'm glad. But for 10 years, it's only 4 wickets. He took 4 wickets in total overseas. He should have been dropped. He should not have been in the squad. And, you know, Buffalo Soldier, you are one of my first subscribers and you're one of the first person to subscribe to this challenge. So I appreciate you. But I want to tell you that you telling me that I talk pure crap. My grandmother told me that long time ago. Almost 50 years ago, my grandmother told me that I talk pure foolishness. So it's okay. Thank you for confirming what my grandmother told me. She told me that long time ago. But you know what? Majority of the persons in this community, they agree with what I'm saying. So Buffalo Soldier, congratulations to Roach. But before that, Roach performance was not good. And if you want someone in the team who have gotten on 4 wickets in 10 years, and there's a saying that, I'm not going to say that saying because I appreciate the wickets that Roach got. I appreciate. You have one inexperienced player, and that under that is Chanda Paul. Yes, Chanda Paul is only in his fifth test match. So he's fairly inexperienced and he will learn. And for the interest of West Indies cricket, we do hope that he learn. Well said, host. The key is consistency. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Duran Rose. Consistent. I am not a West Indies selector. I am not in the bias thing. I'm not in the favoritism thing. I'm going to call it as I see it. I'm going to call it as I see it. No bias, no favoritism here. When you do bad, you do bad. When you do good, I praise you. Look at all the videos that I've done praising Chanda Paul. They're on the home page. Victor Dani, all of those videos that I've done praising Chanda Paul. Why didn't you come out and said, Thank you for praising Chanda Paul. So why you not come here and saying that I'm attacking Chanda Paul? I am not. I'm talking the scores. Right, Victor? Thank you for your contribution, man. Please continue to contribute. West Indians did not play well, no brain. 2 days to make 200 runs. That is so true. That is so true. I really believe that we can win the second test. What do you think? I would take out Myers and put in Alec Atanase. Again, as I said previously, would you bring in Atanase ahead of Thomas? Thomas did fairly well in Australia, and he deserved another chance. He was not magnificent in Australia, but he did fairly well, and he deserved another chance. So would you just put Atanase ahead of Devon Thomas? Would you just put him like that? I'm not, and as I said, I'm not saying you are wrong, but would it be fair and transparent to put Alec Atanase ahead of Devon Thomas? Would it be fair after doing so well? Chanda Paul need to take a page out of his dad book. Very good comment, sir. Very good comment. I appreciate that. We should be looking to send Chanda Paul, Carty, and Atanase, if possible, to county cricket in England. Those are the type of comment Akeem Alain. Those are intelligent. Well, because I don't. Sorry, I apologize. Because by saying that, I would be discriminating. But those comments, I like those comments. Comments that showing the way forward instead of the blame game. So I really like that comment. That's showing the way forward, or one idea of a. Let's ignore the negative and focus. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you very much. I appreciate you so much. All players to be blamed. Well, why we this? Let me say this, Anil R. Chetram. This is one of the reasons why I've always said that we should pick 6 specialist batsmen. And if one of those batsmen can bowl, fine. Like somebody like the South African number 3, what Jack Callis could be, or somebody like a Gary Sobers or a Kapradev from India, or like how Jason Holder used to perform 4 years ago. I think the first thing we should do is to pick our 6 best batsmen. Stop picking these all-rounders, these bits and pieces cricketers, and pick our 4 best bowlers, and then we pick our wicket keeper. So when the batting fail, we blame the batting. And when the bowling fail, we blame the bowling. In this case, I cannot blame Roach or Joseph or Gabriel or Holder. I cannot blame those 4. Roach, he got 6 wickets in the match. Joseph got 7. And the other bowlers split up the other 7. We cannot blame the bowlers. We got South Africa out in both innings for a cumulative total of 456 runs. 456 runs we got South Africa out for. West Indies batsmen failed. They were the one that caused us to lose this match. Joseph played a very poor shot. A very poor shot as a bowler. He should try and stick around with Blackwood much longer, and he played a very poor shot. But if the batsmen had done their job, the batting would not have reached Alzarri Joseph for him to play that poor shot. Are you following me? If the batsmen had done their job, Joseph would not have batted. And again, I said it was a irresponsible shot from Joseph. But before one can talk about that irresponsible shot from Joseph, we have to blame the batsmen who let it reach to Joseph. We have to. Kurt, good night, Mr. Cricket Forum. Big up Da Silva. Big up Da Silva. Out Thomas is in May. Out Thomas in Mayers. Out Alec in Older. Out Jordan in Chase. I do not quite follow Kurt. I do not quite follow. Thank you for your comment. Correct, Kurt. Well, Damian Smith is agreeing with you. Stephen Frame, thank you. Chanda Paul played a bad shot. Yes, he did. But we hope that he learned from his experience and it doesn't happen again. This is an excellent analysis of the game. Thank you, Gerald Mead. Thank you, sir. It means a lot to me. John P. Nicol, how are you doing? Good night, sir. Chanda Paul must revert to his method of accumulator of runs instead of adopting the aggressive stroke play approach. I'm glad you bring up that point, John P. Nicol, and thank you for that point. During the day, I was considering and I was saying that did we out Chanda Paul? After Chanda Paul strike rate is 40, despite his 200 in Zimbabwe, a lot of persons were saying that he scored too slowly. A lot of persons. Did that get to Chanda Paul and he believes he need to score faster? I was thinking about it too John P. Nicol. I was thinking about it. We must be grateful for what we have. Let the man play his natural game. If he's a man who scores at a run rate of 40 off every 100 deliveries, we would be happy today if Chanda Paul batted 200 deliveries and make 80. West Indies more than likely would have won this match sometime tomorrow. So let Chanda Paul play the way that he's playing. That's how Chanda Paul should play. This whole heap of talk about he batting too slow. Give the youngster a break, man. Give the youngster a break. Would have been so happy if he was not out 50 or 60 now and face 150 balls. So give him a break. Thank you for that point, John P. Nicol. I really appreciate that point. Thank you. I think it looks like Jaden is the only good bowler for West Indies in South Africa right now. Jaden, Imran is saying, I don't know what I do not know. I do not know what you talk. There needs to be more competition for places. Therefore, Thomas should replace Da Silva and Jordan in for Gabriel. Thomas replaced Da Silva and Jordan in for Gabriel. Thank you for your feedback, Gerald. You have been a great contributor to the show. Thank you for your feedback. Keep talking, Os. Why all right? Os, why all right? Thank you, sir. West Indies cricket no good. Suku, Alex Suku, where you calling from? Mumbai, India. You're from Mumbai, India. Okay, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. You're in Mumbai, India. Based on the pecking order, Thomas should play. I think so, Winston Berger. I think so because, as I said, he didn't disgrace. He never kicked down the door in Australia, but he never disgraced himself. And everyone needs more than one opportunity. Everyone needs more than one opportunity. Or are we going to get Mutti in for the next test match? I think all the bowlers did well this match. Well, if Mutti is fit, because they are saying that he's not fit, I think that they will drop either Gabriel or Older. More than likely, they will drop Gabriel and play Mutti. That's what I think they will do. They will drop Buffalo Soldier. How are you doing? I love your response. You are a good sport. There will be no change to the team for the next test unless someone is injured. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Chase Tom is injured, so Thomas will take his place. Mutti is recovered and replace Gabriel. Okay, John P. Nicol, I think that he will replace Gabriel too, but Chase Tom is injured and Thomas will take his place. That's a logical replacement. Why are we playing Reef as a specialist batsman? Paul Goodman, many of us in this community believe that Reefer should not have gone to Zimbabwe and South Africa. I would not have batted Reefer at number 3. And a number of us would not have batted Reefer at number 3. But performance is performance. And Reefer batting at number 3 in 3 consecutive tests have made a half century. So we have to give credit where credit is due. In 3 consecutive tests, Reefer had scored a half century. He is the only batsman on this team who have scored 3 consecutive half century on our tour of the African continent. So while initially we did not agree with him batting at number 3, and many will not see him as our long-term number 3, so far we have to accept that he is doing a good job by scoring 3 consecutive half century at number 3. So credit due where credit is due. And that is what this community is all about. We look at the performance, not the person, not the country you are from, but your performance. And when you perform good, we will continue to say you perform good. And when you do poorly, we will say you perform poorly without any malice, without any prejudice, but we'll continue to try to be as consistent as possible, to be as truthful and as accurate as possible. No, I think he should continue to open. That's where he opened. He just need to go back to the player he was. The same player that made the 200 in Zimbabwe, who take his time and play at his own pace. That's what we need. That's what we need to do. Thomas in Da Silva out. Alec in, Myers out. Motti in, Chase out. Jordan in, Older out. Mr. Cricket Forum. Well, if you lose, there should be changes. And I think there should be changes. The stream done. The stream done. Akeem Alain, you're saying the stream done? Karis, good evening. How are you? Gabriel may be dropped for Motti. I would like to see Atanase in for Myers, but it won't happen. Barbados West Indies Cricket Board. My thing, Chanda Paul was rattled, so I believe Blackwood should have go to him and second him because there was a number of rush shots. That's a good point. It's the replay I saw Chanda Paul dismissal on. I have to look at the replay. I never saw the live dismissal. So that's a good point you're making there, if that was the case. I know I've missed out some comments, but those comments, it has nothing to do with me ignoring them. It's just the run off the screen. And maybe sometime I stay too long on a comment, but there are times when I need to explain some inaccuracies. So forgive me if I missed out your comment. Karis, good evening. Gabriel may get dropped for Motti. I would like to see Atanase in for Myers. I read that one already. Good. Bowler did well, but need to finish game. They make South Africa add too much runs. But they bowled them out for 116, Anil. 116, I really think is the batters this time. Who has more runs and has the highest average in first class cricket the last 3-4 years? Reefer. Don't understand people gripe with Reefer. No one has batted better at 3 in regional cricket than him. Solid point, Karis. Myers cannot be easily dropped. He is a real all-rounder. I would drop Older before Myers. Paul Goodman. That's Paul Goodman. Okay, Mr. Ford, cricket now. Yes, man, we are novice here. We are novice. Give us your expert opinion. We are novice. We have no doubt that we are novice, Todd Ford. But please, give us your expert opinion. You're highly professional. You're at the top of your class. So give us your expert opinion. We welcome your expert opinion. We need your expert opinion. Mr. Cricket Forum, why is them not bowling Reefer and why is Brathwaite not bowling? He is. But I think the bowlers did well, Kurt. So you do not want to thin out the bowling. You do not, because you need people to take responsibilities. Yes. I say that because I get the impression that Older is feeling state or disinterested recently. He's not trying. Well, that could be true. If the West Indies lose this series, we will get a rant. We will get a rant. Yes, you will get a rant from me. I know it will just come natural. But I certainly think that we are better. I certainly think that we are better than the South African. Their bowling is better than ours. But in this match, we bowled better than them. They were only faster than us. Our batsmen throwed away their wicket. Please remember, slash a like on the video. Click on that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. It is free to subscribe. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved one. Good night.